welcome to my channel, Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please hit the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you will be the first one to see it. Note, all comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only, where we discuss celebrity news, celebrity gossip, what's going on IG and Google, and what's the hot topic for the day or the week. Fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only.
Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Don't forget to comment, but be kind, and also turn on the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. So let's get into it. What is Tom Brady talking about? When I looked at this, I was like, what is wrong with him? Just last week, he was doing a thirst trap picture of him in his underwear, covering up, his parts. And, he's asking people if he's doing it right. All of a sudden, one of the most famous not the most famous, one of the most famous guys is out here bored taking thirst trap pictures. Now he's talking about Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. Let's get into it. Tom Brady says Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction at the 2004 Super Bowl was a good thing. No, it wasn't. That's even insulting to say to her career, her family, what she went through, because her career was affected in a negative way. Justin pulled it down, but she took the heat for it. Now, mind you, I wish the event situation never would have happened. I wish her wardrobe team would have covered it up just in case if something transpired or something happened, whatever. But he pulled it down, and maybe in regards to the adrenaline, maybe he pulled it down worse than he was supposed to. Who knows what happened? But to say that it was a good thing is so insulting to Janet, who is a good person, loving person. She took a huge hit in her career for this thing. She did. And it's a sad thing. So he's also saying for the NFL, it brought more publicity. I'm sure it did. Neighborhood Talk is basically saying, neighbors, Tom Brady may have retired, but it looks like he is still doing press runs during the interview on their most recent episode of Let's Go. And then I'm going to go to the bottom to where it'll just go straight to the point. It took a while for us to figure out what exactly had gone on. He said, I think in the end, it was probably a good thing for the NFL because everyone got to talk about it. And it was just more publicity and more publicity for a halftime show. He's basically saying it's a good thing, right? Is any publicity bad publicity? That's what they say. Who knows? But the biggest thing is we see that there's a huge shift in regards to people seeking a negative publicity, a click, a view, faking stuff, making stuff seem as it's not. It's actually an issue. If he would have sat back and thought about how it's affected her career, how she really didn't do anything for a good 8 years, maybe. She went off, she was dating that billionaire. She had a beautiful child, but she's just now picking up and doing great things to where people are appreciating. She was just on Sherri Shepherd's show, and Sherri Shepherd was so, giddy, and like all in her face, and just too, you could tell Janet don't like that type of energy. She likes for a person to be calm, mild-mannered, loving, patient. If you're too wound up, that bothers Janet. Why? Because I just saw an interview, I want to say about 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, where she was doing an interview and she was waiting on I think it was an Instagram post. She was waiting on the Instagram to pick up and more people to come into the room. And the guy was asking her questions before the interview started. She was just kind of, coming into the room, and she knew she was live. It's not like it was fake. She knew she was live. And he was kind of talking about her just being general. We're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about that. And he said something, and Janet smiled, but then the girl next to the guy was kind of laughing. And she's like, "No, sweetie, don't laugh. Just let's be calm." And then the guy said something else, more people are coming into the room, and he was asking her like general questions. What are we gonna want to talk about? What do we want to cover? And he said something else funny. And then the girl laughed again. She was like, "No, sweetie, seriously, no laughing. Let's get through this." And it was really bothering her spirit that this girl was laughing at everything he was saying. And it's kind of like, dude, stop making her laugh. Let's focus. I'm actually live. She was live on IG. So they finally got through it. They started talking. So well wishes to Janet. Let's get into the other situation of why Tom Brady, this is insulting to Janet. It is a good thing, brought more publicity, but it didn't bring more publicity to help her career in regards to the world blaming him for messing things up on stage. So let's get into what else happened. So it's being talked about that the Grammys reportedly wanted to honor Janet Jackson, but couldn't figure out how to address the network's treatment of her in 2004, the Super Bowl performance. I would have said, you know, it affected my career, and I think they handled everything wrong. But I think she's such a good person. She's not going to want to blame, Justin all the way. I just think the moment shouldn't have happened. Isn't it something how a 5 minute, 30 minute, 20 second, 1 minute could affect your life for a long time, long period? And then now people are talking about her facial expression. Now, this picture here, she looks gorgeous. She looks gorgeous. Other people are kind of calling her Eartha Kitt or something. I don't know. But I think Janet looks gorgeous. She always looks gorgeous. And she's such a professional. So let's get into it. Neighbors, after these years, the network still can't get it right. The Grammys reportedly wanted to honor Janet Jackson at least over the weekend, but couldn't because they couldn't come to terms of how to address the 2004 issue. That's sad that they're still trying to figure that out. Who's on that team? Who's on that board? They should have honored her. Now let's get into them not honoring her. And it's a sad thing. Well, let me go through this part. According to TMZ, the reports showed that the Grammys wanted to honor Janet Jackson in the Global Impact Award. So instead, they honored someone else. And I'm not going to mention the name because I'm not going to insult. But they honored somebody else. You have to look it up. They honored somebody else, and this is why I'm trying to be general. They honored somebody else, and he allegedly had an issue with an ex-girlfriend or ex-wife. So the ex-girlfriend spoke out saying, "How are we going to honor someone that grabbed or touched me in a way I did not like? How are you honoring someone that has allegedly reported done things to their ex-wives or girlfriends, and you're honoring someone that bothers women and grabs them in a rough way?" And I guess they were basically saying you would have been better off honoring Janet, who didn't expect for him to pull down her wardrobe and let it malfunction, but instead you're debating to honor somebody else that bothers women. You know what I'm saying? So it was concerning because the media is basically saying it wasn't her fault, it was his, but it was probably her wardrobe people's fault. But like I said, they should have taped over her area. They should have taped it over, and then that way, just in case if something did transpire, that wouldn't have happened. And it happened on national TV, which they got, you know, in trouble for, I guess. But well wishes. Let me know in the comments how you feel about Tom Brady speaking out, basically saying it was a good thing, how the Grammys messed up and didn't honor her, and they should have. They should have addressed, we know that the 2004 issue was an issue and it bothered your career. Things are weird. People are weird, you guys. And it's kind of letting YouTubers and bloggers see the weird part of it. how Tom is saying the publicity was a good thing, but it affected Janet's career and not Justin's career. It's kind of like the old boys club. You're happy your guy didn't get in trouble for something, but she did, and it affected her career. And you're saying it was a good thing and it was good publicity for the NFL. That's not good. But well wishes, everybody. We talk about healthy, safe relationships. We talk about being a good person, being around good people. And it's an interesting thing that Tom is maybe bored. He's doing thirst traps, and now he's saying the Janet Jackson thing was a good thing for football. It wasn't. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe.